Which button?
All right, we're filming. Press the top button.
Yeah,
Default settings. What kind of frame rate will it do?
Ooh, gummies. Because that's what you really want to see, is what kind of gummies we use.
YouTube, man. People tune in for anything. You gotta do the selfie talk.
Here's me face.
Here's me ass.
Here's me ass. I'm a mooch. Right there. And I wonder if I got that power shot.
It's got such an obnoxious beep to it. It's like I was just singing and it was like, beep.
But
Is the back screen on when you're recording, or is that like a setting?
I think you can turn it off to save battery if you're doing like a long shot like this, for instance. Alright, so that's why. See what she looks like. Yeah. Quick view. We're Dream EV. We're making a Tesla powered Vanagon today. Gonna work on the battery box. Stick around.
We need some rock and roll music, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, there's something about holding it out like that makes me. Yeah. All right, so it is on. We'll tell them. I got a GoPro. You'll be seeing shots filmed on this at some point in the future, and we did it and did a bunch of test shots and goofy little footage of us like just figuring out what this can do, the angles and the quality and the yada yada yada. One thing we learned is that because of its form factor, you touch the lens a lot and you get your little greasy smudges all over it, and then you film and everything looks kind of fuzzy like it's in a dream if you don't wipe it off. So
GoPro shot, yeah, maybe that'll be good.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm Zach. This is Christopher. Together we're Dream EV, and once again, we're wearing blue jumpsuits. We're working on the battery box. We're gonna do some aluminum fabrication and make a lid and a bottom, and make the battery box a complete unit.
Hopefully. Well, it won't be watertight, but it'll be tacked together, hopefully.
I mean, it'll be watertight when it's done. At the end of this episode, it probably won't be watertight. It'll be all formed up, tacked together, and then probably during the week it'll end up getting full welded and yeah.
So let's talk the battery tray and what we're dealing with right now. Because this is the frame for our LG Chem Cell modules. We have 12 of them, and they're going to hang out under the chassis. Okay. Our two side rails are made of C-channels, and they're connected by these like top hat sections that we welded up. Unfortunately, when we were going through the process of welding, we put a little bit more heat into this thing than we should have, and it caused some of these members to bend ever so slightly but noticeably. Now, it's not going to have a problem in long term, but what it does mean is that we have to move slowly and figure out where the defects are and work around them in order to not have like a sealing issue. Make sure that all pieces line up. Well, the C-channels does have a little bit. I was actually looking at it, and it's about a 1mm bow throughout the distance of like 72 inches, which is absolutely tiny and minuscule. But it does mean that one of these bolts doesn't quite fit up perfectly underneath the van anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's just ever so tiny. So we're gonna go in there, figure out exactly which one doesn't fit, and then make it fit manually with a burr grinder is what we're gonna do. See, now this one's going in, like, if it's... Well, it shouldn't be really tight at all. It should be loose all the way up. Literally, all of them should just go in.
Yeah, I think we might be making things a little hard on ourselves on our tolerance here.
Mm-hmm. Now this bolt looks like it needs to go two directions. It looks like it needs to go out and then forward, which is not ideal. This one looks like it needs to go out.
No, but if I hit it that way, it makes it able to go in. And so it's tight there. Just a little bit. I mean, and once again, like we could make it go up this way, but once it's full of batteries and it's a bazillion pounds, we want it to fit easily.
Yeah.
So maybe just a little bit of massaging just to make sure that that's the case. I got this side. Here's a bolt for you. Here's a bolt for me. Alright. So just go right on there now, right? These all went in like butter, so
Yeah.
Except for apparently the one you're working on is just a little bit.
It took a little bit longer than the other ones, but honestly, it's going in pretty good.
Okay. So the battery tray now goes up and fits up just perfectly, so we can just get it up and all the bolts go in and out very easily, so that when we're doing this and it's got several hundred pounds of batteries in it, it isn't a dogfight.
Okay, so this is the general plan. We have our aluminum, I guess, scale mock-up, if you will. You can't see this.
It's a test piece
Yeah.
for general theories and application. So here.
Well, I was just going to show them the corners, and where the welds are going to have to go, right? Because we have to have a place for the weld here.
Mm-hmm.
And then here at this point we're going to have to fill that in and we'll have to take care of account for that. I don't know. We'll just start the episode and see where it goes. It'll be fine. Sure. Yeah.
So we're drilling and tapping the mounts for the lid right now. And these little guys are very nice and handy. Drill and tap all at the same time. With aluminum, it's pretty simple because aluminum's soft enough that you're not too worried about it being too hard and snapping anything. It really cuts through nice and easy. The only advice I would give is when you're done drilling through with the drill bit part, kind of pause for a second, double check your alignment before you start tapping, because if you just chunk and go straight through, it has a tendency to want to cock maybe a little bit and cut your threads a little bit crooked. I mean, it's not like way off, but just double check, make sure you're straight before you start cutting those threads.
Brilliant. We have been working towards our goal of assembling this lid today. And we skipped all the boring stuff, which is cutting all these little pieces out to length, and now we're at somewhere exciting. And what we're doing is we're taking these extruded box sections of aluminum and using them as true 90-degree reference angles in order to jig up our corners. And what we're going to do is we're going to move slowly, one joint at a time, do a couple tack welds, and then we're going to bolt them into the bottom of the battery box so that everything stays in reference and they match together. We got some diagonal stuff going on. This is exciting. Pieces are cut and they're starting to fit together just like we planned. So we have this end cap that Zach's been working on that he didn't bring over here. Here it is. We got this. This is going to go on the ends right here. It'll go on the insides, and then we'll bolt from the outside in to handle this bit over here. So maybe you see that, maybe you don't. It's a lid.
It is.
Well, you can kind of tell that, you know, we got a big shiny box in front of us. It's actually the top of the battery box lid.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't super exciting, but it took all day.
It worked out really well.
It really did. It really did.
It's all tacked together right now, and then we will stitch weld it all together very slowly to prevent warping. 36, or like 36 linear feet of seam we have to stitch weld all together.
No, we can measure it. You want to measure it real quick? It's a lot. And then the bottom too. We have the entire bottom. It's cut out. It's to size, but it's not on yet. You know, we're gonna save that because we can still access some of these welds from through the bottom.
Okay. Well, anything else to say?
Thanks for watching us, I suppose, you know,
Yeah.
for following along.
Yeah.
Staying interested and leaving comments, you know, it's very encouraging.
We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess this is the end. We'll see you again in 2 weeks, hopefully with something more interesting. We've got to go inside. It'll be great.
See you later.
Bye, guys.